Hi everybody, so as you can tell we're doing a little bit of a different kind of episode today, but we're going to be watching me play the matches I did at EVO, which is pretty awesome. If you guys follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, although I'm primarily on Instagram, you guys will know that I've been to EVO for the past, this will be the third year, and I'm hoping next year to make it fourth. But I went and I had an awesome time and I got to play some pretty good matches in my pool. And we're going to be watching those today. So for the first opponent I had, I did not unfortunately get to record those. However, for when I went on to the losers round, because I did lose to my first opponent, I got all of those matches, and that's awesome. Now, I kind of want to explain to the best of my abilities what winner and losers rounds are, because to people who haven't really competed before, if you guys are just watching to see some cool matches, you probably won't really know what that means. And for watching this kind of stuff, it can be important because winners in the past have gone up to the finals and gone and won through the losers round. So you begin in the winners round and you just continue to fight your opponent, and if you lose against your opponent, then you get, it's really, I don't want to say knocked down, because again, some people go on to then win the entire competition. You get moved to the losers rounds where you fight against other people who have lost to an opponent, and then you continue to move your way through the competition if you continue to win against your opponents. But if you lose against your opponent, then you get removed from the competition. So it's like your second chance, I guess I should say. So that's basically what that is. I'm sure some people out there can explain it a little bit more clearly, but I think that'll give you guys a rough idea. So should we watch some of these episodes? I'm really excited to see. Again, we have the two opponents I got to fight in the losers rounds, which is pretty fun. Unfortunately, one is a Link main. You guys know how I feel about Link. Oh, it's bad. But I did have an amazing time, you guys, and I'm excited to show you guys these episodes and stuff. Back of my head. I love how we're both yellow and gold. It's I constantly watch replays of me battling and stuff, but it's weird seeing me actually compete in a tournament like this. It's I'm never nervous about playing, but I get nervous when people watch me. I wish that had hit. This is a pretty quality Peach players this year. Doing pretty well so far. I already have him at almost 50% on the second stock. I think he does get the stock off of me though. That PK fire. I've actually done a pretty good job of learning how to get out of that. Because most of the time Nessus will go into a grab after that, and if you try to go up, usually it's just enough that they can't grab you. Doesn't always work, but it's a bumblebee nest. What's that remind me of? Is it Charlie Brown? Yeah, see, right there. You shouldn't have done that second down there. Not that I punished it, but. Ooh, thought that was gonna hit me. not great at air dodging in any form. Keep hitting them with that. Sometimes I don't know what's going through my head with some of the stuff I'm doing. I'm like, why did I do that? Will it take me a second to stop? I want to say I get him before it does. Oh no, there it is, yeah. There we go. Alright, that's pretty good. Alright. On to the second match with the same opponent. Same characters, Kichini Neston. Again, there's my hair. It's so pretty. It's weird, like, sometimes, like, you can hear the people talking behind you. And, like, I don't wear headphones usually when I play. Certainly not a competition, sometimes at home, but, and you can hear the people talking, and I'm like, I can sometimes tone it out, but it's hard. I should really get headphones and bring them. Okay, quick stop. I should have expected that though. Well, it's almost a combo. Almost a really good combo there. Look what Chiller's trying to do there. I think maybe he was facing the wrong way. I don't really play his net, so I'm not quite sure what different strategies for him are. Could have gotten there fast enough. I don't know why I thought I'd do a counter. He needs to stop going into those radishes. I remember this guy was my easiest opponent. I felt like he was the kind of player I would usually fight online. Like in a one-on-one kind of thing, not where somebody who would usually fight at the tournament. Not to say that he was bad necessarily, it's just not quite on par with what I'm used to. I remember I started to lose a little bit of my energy towards the end of this. Maybe that would have been, they did land that. He starts talking with his friend at one point. You know, you can't hear it on here, but it was like, dude, maybe if you stop talking with your friend, you could focus and do a little better. Oh, you see, I don't look very excited, but I'm so nervous. I like start shaking, you guys, it's crazy. It's like I'm not nervous to play, it's just like I'm nervous to be there with like all those people, you know? Okay. So let's go on to the opponent who took me out of competition. I'm not mad, it's fine. And I'll have to go back to this. I can hear myself talking in the beginning, that's hilarious. I have to pause and explain. So I was talking about, I noticed that he went in to play Link, and if you guys have watched any episodes of me playing prior, you will know that I'm not exactly the biggest fan of battling Link. I love Link and the entire Legend of Zelda series, but it's something about how most Link players play. they're so reliant on projectiles, and that is something that's a little bit of my kryptonite, and I can't really move past most of the time, is dodging all those projectiles, the arrows, the bombs now, the boomerang, all that stuff. So I was not exactly excited to fight Link, and I said, oh, you're a Link main, you're probably going to win this. And here we are. I was right. I may have gotten in my head a little bit, but I mean, this specific player was not actually, I'm glad that didn't hit. You see, I move too fast when I do that kind of thing, because if that had landed, he would have gotten another chance to get back on the stage, and that would have sucked. So I'm glad I actually missed. But this specific opponent didn't rely too much on projectiles, so I was actually pretty happy about that. I did wind up still losing, however, but I mean, just because he happened to be better at me in his matches, not because of projectiles like I used to. It's like even watching these, I can like make out little clips of what people are saying, and it's when I can do that when I'm actually playing that when it becomes distracting. It's just like sometimes, most of the time it's just like a buzz of a crowd, but when you actually can make out sentences. And often they're about the match that the people are watching, so that becomes even more distracting because they're talking about you and your opponent. The people who can tone that out by themselves, I'm like, that's impressive. I started out pretty good, but again, I just got in my head. And I think what part of it was, I was like, oh, I'm doing well, right? You can't do that, because it can change so quickly. Even if you think, oh, I'm better than this person, I can win. No. Don't let your guard down at all. Yeah, I have to remind myself about that. Tell you that every single competition I've gone to, people are always so nice. It's like, I know the different areas, like the different Smash communities are very different. Like I know some people say that it can be very toxic and stuff, but I have never had that experience, at least with the Washington and the major competitions and stuff like EVO. I think if anything, they're just not exactly, they don't teach things very well, I guess. Like if you're new, they're not going to explain stuff to you. They expect you to know, which can be tricky because if you're brand new to competing, how are you going to know that stuff unless you have like a friend who competes already? was getting pretty tired in this last match. I was very disappointed in myself that I lost that first one because I was doing so well. I think a lot of this is what's getting in my head for this one. And I think my opponent could tell because you can see their energy's picked up a little bit. And it's like, do you match that or do you try to be a little bit more strategic? I have to admit I'm pretty good at that with the radishes. They're supposed to turnips, aren't they? I think they are. Vague root vegetable that Peach magically pulls out of the ground. See, I'm trying to bring it back here, but it was too late. Here it comes. Come here. Just gotten the stock from 0 before to dead before. My percentage has been that high, but this was not one of those times. I was trying not to give up, but it's rough watching you guys. It's rough. Ugh. Next year. I'm a lot higher than I thought. See? Yeah, there it is. Oh! Yep. Oh. Well, there are the matches, you guys. I am very pleased with how I did, despite all my moaning and groaning and but you know what? I always have such a good time. Although here's one thing I have to admit, you guys. I love it when people are supportive when you're going to a competition and they're like, you know what the most important thing is? For you to have fun. But that irritates me, that sentence, because that is not the most important thing for me. I definitely think that having fun is up there on the list. It's definitely certainly an important thing, because if you're not having fun and you're not enjoying what you're doing at all, why are you doing it? But having fun isn't the most important thing to me. I think it's very different for each person, but for me, the most important thing is that I do well and that I'm happy with how I did, not necessarily that I'm having fun doing it. I'm not going to be happy if I got my ass kicked, but I still had fun doing it. I don't know. It's very different for each person. And I also feel like when people say that, they're like, well, I don't think you're actually going to do well, so just have fun, right? And it's more important to me than that, so. Alright, you guys, so those, other than the first opponent I had, were the matches I played at EVO. So amazing. Can't wait to go back next year. And if you guys want to see more episodes of me more like watching even just replays of myself or more of this talking format, because I do have some stories from the competitions I've gone to that are very exciting, very entertaining, even though I am relatively new to competing. I don't have a ton, but I would love to share that with you guys if you are interested in seeing those. So I can't wait to post another episode of me playing. All right, bye you guys.